I remember I closed my first transaction and my commission was $8,000.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, nice.
Yeah, I need more of this.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like a drug. You just, you feed on it. You're like, ooh, if I can do one, I can do five. I can do, and this is kind of where the salesperson mentality, you know, is developed, right?
Yeah, right.
You want to make them hungry. You want to show them that you can take a bite, you can have the whole apple. I mean, you know, here we go. And I remember they paid me in money orders from the post office. So I got $8,000 in money orders from the post office. I'm sitting here going, what kind of heck? They don't even have a bank account?
Yeah.
So this put me on my path that I said, okay, I'm going to have to save up enough money to open up my own shop.
Right.
Okay. So at the time, I worked my butt off and I saved $30,000.
Wow.
I opened up my first mortgage company in Riverside. I remember I signed the lease on the building, did a 2-year lease on a 2,000 square foot office.
Oh, wow.
And I went in, I sat my back against the wall and sat there and looked around and said, how the hell am I going to do this?
Yeah.
And I remember I was so worried that I rented computers.
Wow.
Rented computers.
Yeah.
And, you know, bought these desks and everything else. And within 9 months, I had taken that company to be licensed in 37 states and had 17 locations with almost 200 employees across the country.
Ooh, nice. Very nice.
I then grew that company in becoming a lender, as well as we lent our own money to second trust deeds and so forth. Now, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
So in building businesses, it's not just snap your finger and poof, there it is, right? It is a lot of trial and error.
Sure.
It is a lot of figuring things out. And people don't realize what actually goes into running a company. Okay. And it doesn't go perfect. If anybody tells you that, hey, you can just go be, you know, an entrepreneur and start a business and you're going to make millions of dollars and everything's going to be easy, they're lying to you.
Sure.
Okay. It does happen from time to time, but statistically it does not. That's why the theory is most businesses fail in the first 2 years.
Sure.
Okay. There is a whole process. Let's go through some of the things. Okay. So if you are a new business and you're wanting to create, you're going to have one of multiple options. Now, by the way, I have failed a lot in my life.
Yeah, got it.
I have also been successful a lot in my life. I have learned through the trial and tribulations, through my errors and mistakes and knowledge of seeing and building how the things are done and how you can be destroyed. Okay? So, you first have to decide whether you're going to be a sole proprietor, which means you're going to file a DBA under your name personally.
Yeah.
And everything is going to be, you're going to be personally liable under your Social Security. Okay. You can get an EIN or a tax identification number to, you know, pay taxes and do things of that nature. However, the more feasible and better route is to either form a LLC, a limited liability company or corporation, or a corporation itself. Now, there is two differences in corporations. Yeah. You have an S Corp and you have a C Corp. Okay. An S Corp acts like an LLC in the aspect of it does a pass through to you personally on your taxes. Okay. So at the end of the year, I am not a tax advisor. So please seek legal advice and tax advice from your accountant. Small disclaimer, sorry.